Hello students, welcome to your computer classroom. So in the previous class we were discussing about chapter 5, and in that we have discussed about the HTML editors, the different softwares where we can write the HTML program, and about the browsers using which we can view the HTML pages in a web page form. So let us see them once again and then we will move to the new topic. So we have discussed about the HTML editors. So these are the softwares where the program HTML program can be written. So these editors are of different types, like text editor. So text editor is basically where we can save, write the HTML code. Clear? So the basic functions are provided in the HTML editors. So few of the HTML editors are the Notepad, which we use in the Microsoft Windows. Then another we have for the other operating system like Mac. For the Mac we have the TextEdit, and for the Ubuntu we have the gedit. So these are the default editors which are present there in these operating system. So using these we will have to write the HTML programs in a simple plain text manner, and then we can also edit, save, and these normal text related functions are there. Then we have the HTML editors. So what is the difference in HTML editors? In HTML editors we have some extra advanced features. We have you can say some uh, features using which there are colored section in the HTML code. If there is some error, so this can be easily identified. Clear? And also we have some graphical environment which can be created using these HTML editors. And the spelling and grammar checks, as we are here, there is no need of grammar check, but yes, if there is any spelling mistake while writing these codes, if there is any missing quotes, comma, brackets, so these are generally the errors which we commit during the writing of the HTML program. So these HTML editors can be easily used to identify that. So they will give you error message or the color combination will be mismatched. So using that we can identify that there is some error. Some examples of HTML editors are like Eclipse and Bluefish. So these are some HTML editors. We have seen also that how they look like and what are the features, the graphical representation of these. Next is Viswig editor. So let us come to this. Let us erase this first. So what is the advantage of Viswig editor? So first is, what is the meaning of this? So the acronym for this is, what you see is what you get. So before this, the two examples which we have seen, the HTML editors and the text editors, so there we have the options. Most of the options we have to write the program in plain text. Here in the Viswig editor we have the presentation. We can work with the different icons. Graphics are already ready-made graphics are available to us. We can simply drag and drop those options. We can add the names of these. Clear? So these you can say are the GUI based editors where you have the graphics and different options to customize those graphical images, fonts, or the different tabs. So this way these are more user friendly and easy for us to design the web pages. Then the different examples of this Viswig editors are, we have the Adobe Dreamweaver, then Amaya, then Go Live, Copycuff. So these are the different softwares which are available, which can be used as a Viswig editor. So here why we say this, what you see is what you get, because whatever the options which we are weaving, which we are adding to the web page, the different elements, the same will be the appearance when we have completed the designing of the web page. So that is what, before the writing the program, before designing the web page, already we have the ready-made options, and the same will be the appearance on the web page. So these will be more user friendly, and easy to make the web pages. Then the different other applications, so we have discussed that using the different already existing softwares like MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint. So these softwares also give you the opportunity to save the existing document in a format of a web page. Clear? So rather than writing the same document to be displayed on the web page in a HTML code, we can directly save that existing document in a format of a web page. So here we have the save as web page feature. So using this save as web page feature, the page can easily be saved in a web page format. Clear? So this will add the HTML tags to that document, and the same can be rendered on a web page or any website. So this way the different applications also provide you the options to save the document in a format of a web page. Now next is the web browser for HTML. So we are using these days the different browsers in the mobile phone as well as the computer laptops. So already you are familiar about these browsers. Even then, let us see this. So basically the browser is the software using which you can display the web pages. Whatever the code you have written, the HTML code which was written in the different text editor, using the browser we can display them and see that what will be the appearance of these web pages. In the same way, when we are visiting any website using these web browsers only, we are able to view those websites. We can open any of the internet pages. So these web browsers provide these opportunities. As well as if you have saved any document locally on the computer in the HTML program format, which we have which we will see in the coming chapters, that how we are going to design these HTML pages. So when you will save on your computer, so using the web browsers you will be able to see the appearance, that how it will appear. Then the different popular web browsers these days, so Microsoft Internet Explorer, which was earlier used, now this has been replaced by a new name, that is Edge. So Microsoft has launched a new web browser with the name Edge. Earlier the default browser which was provided by the Microsoft was Internet Explorer. Now it has been replaced by Edge. Clear? Then some open source browsers also like Mozilla Firefox. Then Apple has a browser with the name Safari, Apple Safari. Then the Chrome, which is developed by Google. So these are the different uh, browsers. Then Opera Mini. Clear? So according to the different platforms, we have the different versions of these softwares. For tablet, for mobile phone, there are various light versions of these browsers which can be easily used in the mobile phone in the form of apps. Then these browsers which we use these days, so most of the browsers with the operating system, there are few of the browsers which are pre-installed. Even we can also add new browsers by downloading from the internet. Open source browsers are also there, for example Firefox. Clear? So we can install, we can download from the internet and install these browsers if you want some more browsers to use in your computer or the mobile phone. Okay, now next is the different features of these browsers, means like what is link, what is hyperlink, what is URL. So let us see these. So whenever you are using any of the browsers, they have the forward and backward buttons to move from one page to another. Then there is option to bookmark the web pages, so that when the next time you are opening the browsers, you can directly view those pages which you have bookmarked. So this provide you additional feature to you can say to save or to add as a favorite web page. Then there is the bar where we write the address of these pages, so that is the uniform resource locator, that is the URL. Then a link and hyperlink. So let us see example of this and come to a browser. So here I have opened the Mozilla Firefox. This is the Firefox browser, and most of the web pages we can open by any of the browsers. So the almost the features of these browsers are near about same. The security features and the different other features may vary. So here when we open a web page, for example, this is the Wikipedia page uh, where we have searched about the Varanasi. Now we were talking about the forward and backward buttons. So here as you can see, this is the button using which you can go to back to. So if there is any existing page, so by using these buttons we can go to the previous and to the next page. Then we have the refresh buttons here, then home button if you have made any web page as a home button, for example any web browser, for example Google, Yahoo, clear, or any news website. So any of these pages can be used as a home page. Then as we were talking about how to bookmark these pages, so bookmark here is in all of the URLs, or additionally here also we have the options to bookmark this page. So when you click on this star, it will ask you the different in the bookmark. Also we have different tags if you want to add some different sections of that. So there are options to choose the different you can say menus or the bookmark toolbar, so you can use those to bookmark that page. When you bookmark this, it will appear as a marked, and it can be then later if you go to the bookmark, the page will all the pages can be seen from those bookmark history. Then the link and hyperlink. So each of the web page which you view, this have some links and hyperlinks. So links or hyperlinks are basically the link which when you click that, it will open in a new web page. For example, here in the Varanasi, it is talking about that it is a city which is available, which is located on the banks of a river Ganga, which is present in Uttar Pradesh and India. So each of these, you can see the text is blue in color. So when you click that any of these, suppose I am clicking on the Uttar Pradesh. So when I click on this, this will open in a new page. Clear? So this is the web page of that uh, text, you can say. So it has been explained in a new page. And also if you come to the different content section, each of these are the hyperlinks which will uh, switch to that section in the existing page. So if I click on the history, the redirect it will be redirected to the history section of the same page. So here this the internal hyperlinking and external hyperlinking can be done, means that these the hyperlink is related to the same page. When sometimes when you click and it opens in a new page, so that is the external hyperlink. So if I click on the Kasi, the new page of the Kasi will be loaded here. Clear? So in the same way, any of the web page may have different links and hyperlinks. And when you see at the top of the browser, here is the URL bar. Clear? So here we can write the URL, that is the uniform resource locator, the web address of any page. Clear? The full address will start with the some protocol, that is hypertext protocol. Here you can see that is the HTTP. Then we have some additional lock symbols here using which you can ensure that the page is secure. Then whatever is the URL, that is the full address of the web page, that will be visible in these bars. Clear? So this way the web browsers display, and these are the different terms related to the web pages and web browser. Now come again to the book. So here we have seen the different favorite and forward backward buttons which are available in the browsers, then URL, hyperlink and link. So here you can read also that hyperlink, also called a link, is an element used to connect one web page to another page. Clear? So using the hyperlinking or the link, we can you can see we can link one page to another page. We can establish connections. So on the same way, the different web servers located anywhere in the world can be you can say can be connected using these hyperlinks. Clicking a hyperlink allows you to move quickly from one page to another. You can also click hyperlinks to move a different section of the same web page. So which we have seen that these hyperlinks can also redirect to the same page if it is internal hyperlink, and if it is a external hyperlink means address of a new page, then a new page will be redirected. Here are the different popular web browsers which we see. Internet Explorer, which has been replaced by Edge, which we are talking about, then Mozilla Firefox, Safari, Opera, Google Chrome. Clear? So these are the different popular web browsers which are used today. Now coming to the next, that is, what are the steps for creating web pages? So whenever we are designing any web page, what are the basic steps for creating the web pages? Let us see. So first is plan your web page. So it is obvious whenever we are designing any web page, first a planning is required. So in the planning, first you should know that what you want to display in your web page, then choose a topic or a theme, and then decide about the type of information you want to give. So whenever you are thinking of designing a web page, first it is essential to think that what will be the name of the web page, then what are the different you can say what are the different elements which you want to appear for the web page. If it is a business firm, then you will think about the different products which will be available on the web page. If it is a news website or something like that, then it will think that the different sections which can be made in the web page. Clear? So related to the work, the web page can be designed. So first a planning is required. So we'll think that what all the elements, or what all the different sections can be created in the web page. So first part is the planning. Then second is gather information. So gathering information is, after selecting a topic or a theme, you should collect all the information such as text, images, diagrams and contact number, etc. pertaining to the topic of your web page. So when you have done the planning, then you will need to collect the different elements of that web page. If you want to include some images for the web page, clear, then what is the text which you want to write on the web page. So first prepare all those things and keep them in separate sections. You can write on the pages, or you can save in a soft copy in the computer. Clear? So the different elements which you want to uh, put in your web page, so that is required to be collected first. Then next is organize the information. So when you first plan and then gather, then you will, after that, if there is very much content, then you will need to segregate those things and you will arrange those things. Let us see. So information may be divided into different parts. So each part should make a separate web page. The page should contain enough information about the concept. So suppose you are designing any gaming website. So in the gaming website, it may be that the multiple games you want to get appear on the web page. Then there may be some one player game, some games may be two player game. Clear? So in the same way, if you are using designing any web page to give information about any topic, so in that way you can create some sections of the web page, so that the information which is related to a particular topic, that will appear only on a single section. Clear? So this way the different tabs you can create, or different icons can be created, and when a user will click on that icon or any of those tags, so then only the web page at the below of that section will display the content related to that tab. Clear? So this way the planning, after the gathering information and planning these things, we need to arrange these things in a separate sections or a separate parts, so that it can be user friendly, and the related information to a particular section can be available in a single window or a single page. Clear? So after doing all these things, arranging, gathering information and planning, the next is enter text. That is the web page you are going to design. So feed the text in a text editor or a word processor. So you will choose any of the editors for writing the web page, the HTML code. Then make sure that each page is a separate document. Clear? So what are the different number of web pages which you are going to design? They will have all the different HTML pages for that. So you will write the different codes for different pages and save them in a separate files. When you are done with these written part of these HTML pages, then you will hyperlink them. As we have seen the example that we can create the link and hyperlink, so that can be done later. So before that, all of the different pages is required to be written in separate files. Then hypertext markup language, that is the HTML tags, may then be added to the text. The document thus become web pages. So this is what we are saying, that whenever you are designing the HTML page, so first we will write whatever the content which you want to get appear on the web page. After writing those content, we will add the different tags like the title tag, then HTML tag, we have head, body, then the hyperlinking as we are saying, then if you need to add some images. Clear? So we have the src tag. We will see each of these tags in the coming chapter. So this way the designing or entering of the text can be done in any of the editors. It can be the text editor, HTML editor, or if you are graphically designing the web page, then you can use the Visfig editor. Now coming to the next, that is add images. So add images, as we are talking about, that these web pages may have some graphical content, some video, audio. Then to add images to make your web page look more attractive, you can create your own images, use a scanner for image, or find them from the internet. Make sure that the pictures are not copyrighted. So whenever you are using any of the content for your web page, when you are designing the web page, it is required that these text or the images should not be copyrighted material. So if you will use any copyrighted material, then you can face some legal problems. The copyrighted material are only for that particular person who has copyrighted them. So that is why whenever you are creating the web page, it is required to create the original content, so that you may not face any legal problems later. So you can draw your own images and scan them, get them photographed and add to the web page, or you can find some images which are not copyrighted from the internet. Then add hyperlinks. So when you have done and added these text and images, then we will add the hyperlink, so that you can add and link the different pages. So you can add hyperlinks or links that readers can select on your web pages to display the other pages on the web. Then links are text or images that readers can select to display other pages on the web. Clear? So as we are talking, and we have seen also that using the hyperlinks, we can link one page to another, and we can also add the images or tabs to the top section, so that the navigation or moving from one page to another can be easy. So this way, adding hyperlink will make the web page user friendly, and it will easy to switch from one page to another. Then the next step is publish the web page. So when you are done with adding the elements of the different sections, the different web pages are created, then you have done the linking and hyperlink, then you will need to publish that web page on the internet. So when you finish creating your web page, you can transfer the page to a computer that make pages available on the web. So that is the computer server. So there are web servers where these web pages are required to be uploaded. So when it is uploaded on those servers, then any person, and you will also need to have some domain name and some registration process is required. So you will receive a domain name, and when those domain names will be written in any of the browser's URL, then that page can be easily accessed in any part of the world. Here let us read this also. You should then rest on the web page to ensure that your links work properly and your information appears the way you want it to appear. So this way the web pages can be published when we upload them to the server when we registered them with a domain name. So this will maybe there are some free hosting websites we can get those features, but most of the hosting services are some paid services, and we will need to spend some money for this process. Now next is viewing HTML code in the browser. So suppose you are uh, browsing the web page of any of the website. So if you want to see that what is the HTML code and what are the different program which are written for making that web page, so this can be done also. So according to the different browsers, the features of this may vary. Here in the example it is talking about the Internet Explorer. So Internet Explorer have maybe different. If you'll go to the view tab, here you have the source option. So when you click on that, the source code can appear. In the same way, in all of the browsers they have the options. Let us see in our example the web page which we were visiting. Suppose this is the web page and we want to see that what is the HTML code of this web page. So right click on the page anywhere. When you right click, you will find the view page source. Clear? So let us click on this view page source. So when you click the view page source, it will redirect to a new tab and the source code of that page will open. So it is taking few seconds. According to the internet speed it may take. So if I zoom in, here you can see this is the HTML code of the page, the Wikipedia page which we are using. So you can see that the top we have the HTML tab, then we have the head, then whatever the title which was appearing at the top, it is written in the title tag. Clear? So in this way the different tags, the different images or whatever the element which is present in that web page, this all code can be seen from here. So this way, as it is a very uh, long page where it is containing different amount of data, so the HTML code will be obviously be a long page which is having different sections, different subsections, as well as different images. Clear? So this way the HTML code of any existing web page can be seen by right clicking on that web page. So according to the browser, the features may vary little bit, but more or less they are similar. Now coming to the book once again. So this way the HTML code of any of the page can be seen in the browser. Next is the different versions of the HTML. So as we were talking about that HTML was launched in, this HTML language was developed in year 1991 by Tim Berners-Lee. We have seen the name in the previous section of the this chapter. Then later we have the different new versions like HTML 2.0. This was in year 1995. HTML plus was in 1993. Then HTML2, HTML3. So this way, as the number is getting increased, it means the new version is there. So HTML3, in HTML3 also we have the different sub parts like HTML 3.2. This was in year 1997. Then HTML 4.1 in 1999. Then XHTML was launched in 2000. And the recent HTML versions which we are using these days, that is the HTML5, which was launched in 2012. In HTML5 also we have 5.1, 5.2. Clear? So this 5.1 was launched in around 2016. Then 5.2 was launched in 2017. So this way the versions keep on upgrading when there is some additional you can say some new features of the tags or different other features are added to any of these. So then we come up with a new version of these softwares. Clear? So these HTML versions are there, and the latest version is HTML5. Then in the coming class we are going to discuss the exercise. So revise the topics which we have discussed till now and try to do few of these exercise questions like tick the correct answer, filling the blanks. It is very easy. So try it once by your own, and then we will discuss all of these questions in the next class, and you can match also that you have done these questions correctly or not. So before this, revise the topics which we have covered till now, the different sections of the HTML pages, then what are the editors, what are the browsers, the different features of these. So let us meet in the next class with the exercise of this chapter. Until then, try to do it yourself once. Thank you everyone.